Hey YouTube, it is 5:30. I know it's late. I woke up fine, but I don't think I slept well. I know I keep on saying this, but seriously, hold on, let me turn on the lights. It was like 4 o'clock, 4:30, and I woke up and there was like loud noises outside, and I even had earplugs in. Actually, no, I didn't have earplugs in at 4:30, but there were like loud noises outside, and I was like, WTF, like how is anyone supposed to sleep when there's like loud noises outside at like 4:30 a.m. and the stupid construction started at 6 o'clock again this morning. They're not even supposed to start until 7, so we need to get the fuck out of this stupid place. This is like the most horrible place to live. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm getting acne. So I got a pimple here, I have one here that's fading, and then I've got this one that I had to pop because it was getting all red and bulgy and stuff. So I popped that one. Work was fine today. Work was just work. Weather looks okay. It's cooled down so much more, which is nice. Except I still hate these construction people. I just It's been all over the news today. I wasn't really checking the nationwide news yesterday, so I only noticed it now. There were a lot of protests for the death of George Floyd, who was arrested in Minneapolis and then shortly later died in the hospital. And they're saying it's because the police officers who arrested him just used excessive force. If it's what it seems like, it's just completely horrible. It's just ridiculous that we still have these types of incidents still with like the police. Anyway, I don't want to get super worked up on the vlog, so if you're interested, go and read the US national news. It's covered all over there. I do want to move it to some local news though in San Francisco. So the San Francisco mayor has announced her plan for a 4-phase opening for San Francisco, the city. I'm starting to get confused with the state having different phases and stages, and it's not just like a 4-phase thing like they say it is, but then there's like 1A, then 1B, and then there's like early phase 2 and then late phase 2. It's all very confusing. This is a prime example. They're saying to create a 4-stage plan, but it's not 4 stages, it's like 5, because the first phase is 2A, starting June 1st, June 15th is not phase 3, is 2B. Phase 2C, not phase 4, is July 13th. The thing I was looking forward to, the gyms, is not gonna be till phase 3, which it says here mid-August. I need to move out of San Francisco. If I have to wait 3 more months to get to a gym. In other SF related news, apparently SF has introduced today as well stronger requirement for wearing a mask. I had already thought that you needed a mask when you step outside, especially if you are not able to keep more than 6 feet away from someone else outdoors in public, but apparently I might have been wrong. Here's what the news says. City of San Francisco is now requiring that individuals wear masks whenever they leave their homes and interact with people outside their households. The city previously only required masks in mostly indoor situations, but now it mandates that individuals wear masks when exercising less than 30 feet from others or when passing people on the sidewalk. It's so confusing. I live here and I read the news almost every day, and even I don't understand what the mask requirement is, and it's such like a basic thing. So is it like I'm not reading the right place? Is it because you have like so many media outlets that are covering the news? Sometimes it gets lost in translation, or not all the news outlets articulate it in the same way, so it's confusing if you read too many of them. Usually after the news, we move it on to song of the day. Before I get to that though, I wanted to comment on some of you guys' comments. I love getting comments from you guys, so please keep on commenting down below. M. Johnson again, hello. When I was in high school, my mother and I lived in a high-rise apartment and had a Yorkshire Terrier. She would use the kitty litter to do her business and sometimes would go walking out in the streets or in the park We will always give her steak bones. Dogs love to chew on them for hours on end. Yorkies are easy to take care of. Can just have a friend watch them when you go on a trip for a week. Thank you for that advice. What kind of scale are you using? I'm going to link down in the description below the smart scale that I have. I actually have two scales. The one that I sometimes show at the beginning of the vlog is the smart scale that's connected to my Wi-Fi. You step on it and it does the measurements and it shoots it into the cloud. You can have an app on the phone that will show you all the readings for the past however many days you've been weighing yourself, and it will give you trends and advice on all that kind of stuff. Hi, do you not have AC? Just asking because you seem to open your windows all the time. I'm from Chicago and it finally got to the 80s last week and I've been running my AC since then. It's not common in San Francisco to have air conditioning. If you go to the east side of the bay though, the temperatures tend to be a lot higher and it's more common to see AC there. But we rarely get temperatures higher than the 80s, honestly. If it's 90 something in the bay, that's like extremely, extremely warm. We pretty much almost never get temperatures in the 90s. It was in the low 80s, around 80-ish a couple of days ago when we had the heat wave. Yesterday, it was only like low 70s. What is the K-drama you're watching? I'm not watching any Korean dramas. What I have been watching is MoreJoeyT, but I'm watching twice on a variety show in South Korea. I'll link it down below. They went on it 3 separate times and it's actually really funny to watch. The show is like an hour and a half, so it's like pretty long, so I just kind of like leave it in the back. But I've been watching it so often that YouTube, no matter what Twice related video I watch, 3 or 4 or 5 videos later, it'll like direct itself back to one of these 3 episodes of this variety show that Twice is on. I'll link them down below so that you guys can watch them too. Oh, and one of you is a vet that is watching. Hi, Suvet. Whichever breed you choose, it is most important that you make sure that you ensure vaccination, worming, and companionship. So those 3 things. Yes, I am very, very pro healthcare, not just for myself, but potentially for a dog that I might have. I'm not sure if you can have 2 from the same litter, but canines need companionship at all times. I'm gonna be home a lot, so I'm gonna be working from home, but I will have to travel from time to time. So it's kind of like yes and no. I don't know if it's like a good point of comparison, but I think like a standard person's schedule, if there is one, but let's take someone that works like 9 to 5 in an office, right? A lot of workplaces don't allow dogs, so you might theoretically leave your house at 8 o'clock, you may not come home until 5 or 6, but the rest of the time, you'll probably be spending with your dog. Most people don't travel as much as I do. My situation will be, when I'm not traveling, I'm gonna be working from home. I'll be home most of the time. Sometimes I'll go for dinner with friends, or sometimes I'll go to the gym, but that's only for like a short time, maybe only for like a couple hours. When I'm home and not traveling, I don't tend to go out to parties or nightclubs or anything like that, because I usually save it for like when I travel. When I do travel, maybe it's like for a week at the most. Sometimes it's maybe for a weekend, and those are the situations where I'm thinking, does it make sense for those times when I'm traveling to have a friend help me take care of a dog, or hire a dog sitter to come over, or do like a doggy hotel type of a situation? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not sure about getting 2 dogs when I've never even had a single dog, never mind 2 puppies. I'm not even sure 1 puppy is right for me, at least not like a young puppy. Maybe like an older puppy that's more like 6, 7, 8 months old, or like a younger adult dog that's maybe like about a year or so. I'm sure 2 like 3-month-old puppies would be absolutely adorable, but I feel like maybe that's too much for a first-time dog owner. Ron's got a comment again. Hey Ron, when you're making a cruise video like the one from January, you're also running around with your cell phone taking pics and vids. So do you take cell phone stuff and add it to your cruise videos, and then you go on to say there's one time where you saw me at a tea dance randomly taking photos and videos of random people. You lost some photos from before? Oh no. On the cruises, at least the recent ones, there are probably 3 or 4 different cameras I'm using, and I mix all the footage together. I do a little bit of work so that in the final video, it doesn't look looks super obvious that the footage is coming from 3 completely different types of cameras. One product I'll recommend for everyone here is Google Photos. Disclaimer, I used to work for Google, so I may be slightly biased, but Google Photos is great because if you are okay with Google having access to all the photos and videos on your phone, you install Google Photos, you turn on the auto backup feature, and it will back up every single photo and video you take on your phone automatically in the background whenever you're connected to Wi-Fi. The best thing about it is that it is free. I know you can do this with iCloud on an iPhone, but Apple makes you pay money. That storage is not free. But with Google Photos, it's like unlimited free storage for the backup. One last comment, love the K-pop. I'm still stuck on the boys of BTS. What's your next dance routine? Maybe DNA or Boy With Love. I've not really gone that much into BTS, to be completely honest. I feel like kind of music that Twice does is pretty different than all the boy bands, obviously, but even most of the other girl groups as well. Twice doesn't do edgy, they just do like girly and cute and sweet. I'm just not as much into that type of music, at least not right now, but hey, maybe in a couple months my mind will change. All right, thank you for leaving comments. I really like those comments. Ask me questions in the comments, guys. I would love to have a discussion about the comments and the questions you guys leave down below. With that said, let's move it on to song of the day. I've got just the song picked out. Okay, the punk pop group obviously is punk pop. It's called The Academy Is ... The album is called Fast Times at Barrington High, and this is the first song off the album called About a Girl. One of my favorite punk pop songs, actually. Again, all the punk pop songs I have in my library are from 2000s, and it looks like they just stopped doing punk pop shortly after that. Oh my god, remember yesterday when I told you guys I got an email that said the water might be shut down between 7 to 11 p.m. tonight? Well, it's 7:30 right now, and I just lost track of time because I was editing the segment you just saw. I promise you guys the next time I'm recording and the clouds are passing by, it's really obvious in the segment you just watched on video. It's not as obvious to me when I'm sitting there and I'm concentrating on just talking to you guys that the lighting is fluctuating. But I promise the next time that happens and I see it in the footage, I'll just re-record that segment because I was trying to like fiddle with it to make sure the lighting was kind of sort of even when the clouds were passing by. It would have been so much faster and easier for me to just re-record it than all this extra time that I spent. Me fiddling with the footage has caused me to miss, well, the alarm that I didn't set. I was gonna set an alarm for 6 p.m. to go off of my phone so that I would know, okay, you have an hour before a potential water shutdown, so like do your dishes or like take a shower now, blah, 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 blah. But they said the chances that the water would turn off would be pretty low. So should I try to like, the water's really off, look! Oh my god, the water's really off. Okay, well, can't take a shower now. I have to stay up late to take a shower. Joey said, okay, do I have water in my water pitcher? I at least have things to drink, right? Okay, at least the water pitcher is like super full by accident. I was supposed to fill that up too before they shut off the water. WTF, I hate living here. Comment down below if you agree that this is a horrible place to live. Okay, I think I'm going to cook some dinner. This sucks. So I can't cook. I had thawed some ground beef from the freezer in the fridge overnight because I was gonna cook my beef, pasta, vegetables dish that I usually do, but all of that requires water. The pasta requires water, and I can't wash my hands or anything, so I shouldn't be handling meat. So instead, I'm just gonna have a protein shake for right now, and I'm just gonna have some chips and salsa. This is close to junk food that I really have because it's just carbs, except for like the fries in my freezer, which I had some of yesterday. So I just wanna eat some chips and salsa and have a protein shake and watch some TV, and maybe I'll feel better. Until tomorrow, when the water is turned back on, at least it's gonna be Friday. Friday, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, YouTube.